Okay, so we have a biology professor that reports historically grades in her intro biology class. How are you, Cole? Have been distributed as follows: 15% A's, 30% B's, 40% C's, 10% D's, and 5% F's. So then she gives her observed numbers of what she's done recently: 89 A's, 121, 78, 25, and 12. Pretty much the same. So we're going to test an appropriate hypothesis to decide if the professor's most recent grade distribution matches the historical distribution. So there's what we're looking at. The professor's most recent grade distribution matches the historical distribution. That is our null hypothesis. Excuse me. The professor's most recent grades distribution matches past distribution. That's our null. That's what we're trying to see. So the alternative of that is the opposite of that, the inverse of that. So we're going to put a not. Professor's most recent grade distribution does not match past distribution. Professor's most recent grade distribution doesn't match past distribution. Our alpha is 0.05. And our degrees of freedom are one less categories. There are 5 categories, A, B, C, D, E, F. So we take off 1, degrees of freedom is 4. So it didn't say, this is not random. This is all of our, it's a census, if you will. Not random. Whoops, not radon. Not random, but assume, and yes, you can, independence. Independence. Sorry, I'm a bad speller. Okay, and let's see, her sum here, 89, 129, that's 3. It's 310 it's 325. So her total is 325. So 325 is less than 10% of all students. And our expected counts. Well, looking at these numbers, I'm going to say our expected counts are greater than or equal to 5. So we're going to do a chi-squared test for goodness of fit. Okay. So first thing we need to do is we go onto the calculator. We go stat and edit, and I'm going to have to use 5 and 6 because I'm using the others for something else. So 89, 121, 78, 25, and 12. When you're doing a goodness of fit, you have to put them in a list. Okay, we do the observed, and then we have to find the expected. Well, there are percents of 325. So 325 times 0.15 or 15% is 48.75. And then 325 times 30% or 0.3 is 97.5. 40% of 325 is 130. Okay, 10% will be 32.5. And then half of 32.5 is 16.25. 5% of that. So this is 16.25. So all these are greater than 5. Okay, now, so we have chi-squared. according to our formula page, chi-squared is the sum of our observed minus our expected squared, to get rid of our negatives, divided by the expected. And we're going to find these numbers here in just a minute when we run through this. So we're going to go ahead and run the test. So the probability of chi-squared being greater than some number. So go stat, go over to test, go up to chi-squared goodness of fit. And my list are in 5 and 6. Degrees of freedom is 4. I calculate. Okay, so my chi-squared is 62.53. And that value is 0, dot, 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 008, or about 0. That's 12 zeros between the decimal and the 8, and I just wrote it this way. But right here, these numbers are the numbers that I'm going to write in here. These are the numbers that we're adding together to get our chi-squared. 33.23 plus 5.66 plus 20.8 plus 1.73 plus 1.11. So the sum of these numbers equals 62.53. All right, so that's a really small number. That's my alpha. With such a low p-value compared to alpha, we reject the null hypothesis. There is very strong evidence okay, make this note somewhere. There is very strong evidence. There is very strong evidence. Since we rejected the null, this is not considered possible. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not seeing enough, are you? I'll fix it in just a moment. This is not accepted. This has to be accepted. Okay? There's strong evidence. We just regurgitate the alternative now. Professor's most recent grades. Distribution does not match past distribution. And obviously that's because the answer to part 2, or B says which grade impacted your decision the most. It's obviously up here. That's an increase of nearly 40. This is a decrease of nearly 50. So there's where our biggest problem is. That's where the most of that concern.
Did you go yet?
Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Now to make another video.